Hi folks, Winkle here. Today we're going to be flying CAP over our lines, protecting helicopters that are on recon missions. Let's take a look at the mission planner. Okay guys, as we can see, taking off from Krimsk as normal. We're taking off on 04 today. We'll be heading to the end of this lake. It's important to follow the headings accurately. And then we'll be following this leg. We need to trigger the waypoints here in order for Overlord to talk to us and give us the correct information. Okay, so then we will fly it backwards and forwards along this leg, flying CAP, and then we will return along the coast now that the SAMs have been neutralised and land back on 04. Okay guys, see you in the cockpit.
Infield flight, ready to start, sir. Good luck.
Okay guys, let's get going. Let's request startup. Whilst we're doing that, we set our generators, our fuel pumps on, select our out of fuel tanks. Let's just turn off Jaeger vision for a moment. There's our recon helicopters going off to do a good job.
Ground air supply. Copy. Ground air supply is now connected.
Right, so supply our port ground air supply.
Air is now applied.
Whilst we're doing that, we just uncage that. Okay, it's coming up to 10%. Let's press our left start button.
Ground air supply. Copy. Air is now applied.
Bring it up to 10%, sort of near enough. Start button. Throttle out of cut off into idle. Needles are coming up. Join our throttles together. That's it. Right, let's double check everything. So radar is on standby. We can apply our dampers. We'll bring our pilot back in now temporarily. Have our sidewinders on, but we're not arming them until we get on the runway. We can ask the Chief to disconnect our ground air supply.
Chief, disconnect ground air supply.
Whilst we're doing that, we shall apply our takeoff trim.
Copy.
Here to 7. Can't quite see it, but we can have a reasonable guess. That looks good. Let's turn our HUD on. Okay, let's request taxi. Here's our beautiful guys there. Right, what do we want? We want ATC, Krimsk, request taxi.
Infield 1-1. Request taxi to runway.
Let's just make sure our pedals are working. Yep, they are.
Overlord 1-1. On Infield 1-1. Krimsk, clear to taxi to runway 4.
Clear to taxi to runway 4, infield 1-1. Right, let's just get going. Just to make sure our brakes work, which they do. Our guys should follow us up. Let's hope our noseable steering works. Yeah. Let's check approach. It's clear. Into the active. I don't want to be too rushed because my guys need to keep up with me. Right. Clear for takeoff, infield 1-1. Let's extend our nose wheel. Pilot is in. Okay. Just checking my stopwatch there because I'm going to need that shortly. Full mil. Brakes released. into afterburner. Just slightly pulling to the right.
Enfield 1-1. Overlord 1-1.
Okay, nozzle steering disengaged. Bit left rudder, a lot more left rudder. That's it.
1,500 knots.
150 knots. Start easing back on the stick.
Enfield 1-1. Enfield 1-1.
300 knots, just over. Coming out of burner. Let my guys catch up. We'll come down to about £2,500 an hour. Trim that nose down. Let's have a little look where we are with that. Right, let's bring that down a bit more. Feels a bit better.
Enfield 1-1. Overlord 1-1.
Okay.
Bra 2. Wheels up.
So it should be on 033.
3. Rolling.
Right, I'm a bit fast. Let's come back and let my guys catch up. I don't want to do my timings at 300 knots as per usual. Right, let's turn our
095-480 at
radar on.
14,000 knots.
I've been monitoring Overlord all the time here because there's a lot of bad guys quite close to us. Even though they're not posing a threat at the moment. Right, we're at 300 knots, which is good. Let me trim the aircraft at that. Okay, we're going to come right onto 135. We just want to clip the top of the lake. I'm going to fly the horizon. A little bit of power, stay at 300 knots. Coming through due east. Approaching 135, there we are, 135. Okay, this is important because we need to hit waypoint 1 fairly accurately in order to...
Enfield 2 here. We can breathe easy now with those SAMs on the coast.
Enfield 1, that's affirmative, but we lost a lot of planes to silence them.
Yeah, we need to hit waypoint 1 to trigger Overlord's actions. Sort of registers in the cap area. 135. That's for 6 minutes, so... But if we fly accurately, then we'll trigger the actions and I should be able to see our lines. Just over 300 knots, that's building. Let's just bring back our fuel flow to below 2,500. Right, I'm just making sure Jaeger vision's working. So we've got our guys over here, as you can see, and I just want to make sure that that comes on, just in case we get into a tussle with any fighters. Because as you know, most of you who follow this channel, my eyesight is not my greatest strength, so I might need to chuck Jaeger vision on. That's the beauty of this simulation. It allows you to be able to do something that you'd never be able to do in real life, so it's all good. Right, we're just under 300 knots.
Enfield 2 here. It looks like a lot of guys got out okay and are in our lines.
Yeah, roger that. We need pilots. This is not a turkey shoot. Maintain radio silence.
Yeah, if any of you guys watched the last mission, it was a fairly high attrition rate on our side. Let's just say that.
097-480 at 7,000 flanking.
A little bit more power. Even though just being under 300 knots is actually probably a bit more accurate.
1-1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 099-480 at 9,000 knots.
Right, we're on heading, we're on speed. RWR's working. Right, okay, let's check. Let's not get too cocky, Winkle. Let's chuck our master arm on, otherwise it's all going to get a bit hard to explain back at base.
wind 1, Overlord, wind 1, Bra, 093, 480 at 10,000 knots.
So 093 for 80, 10,000 feet, so fairly low.
Overlord, wind 1, Bra, 096, 480 at 7,000 knots.
2.5 minutes run so far. We'll probably get to about 5 minutes or so, and then we'll make contact with Overlord.
Enfield, wind 1, Overlord, wind 1, pop-up group, 091, 480 at 1,500 knots. Enfield, wind 1, Overlord, wind 1, Bra, 086, 450 at 18,000 knots. Enfield, wind 1, Overlord, wind 1, pop-up group, 088, 480 at 1,500, flanking.
Need to slow down a little bit, I've got a little bit fast there. Got the speed brakes out for a second. Then our fuel flow back up to 2,000. Yeah, so we've got an SA3 off our nose. Let's just see. It's not locking us up. It's just its search radar on at the moment. But that's very dangerous, but it's very near our waypoint 1 heading. So we've just got to keep going at the moment.
I got one. Big down.
Right, we're coming up to 4 minutes. So we're keeping an eye on that SAM. I'm going to turn on so its track radar to see if it does lock us up. We're on 135. We're at just under 300 knots.
Enfield, wind 1, Overlord, wind 1, Bra, 094, 470 at 4,000 knots.
Right, we should see our guys down on the ground.
Enfield, wind 1, Overlord, wind
There they
1,
are.
pop-up group,
See them?
084,
Just across that
470
clearing.
at 2,000 knots.
That's our front line. Okay, so when we get to that point, we should be in contact with Overlord, and we will turn on to
on
219.
station at waypoint 3, orbiting on cap.
At 5,000 knots.
Excellent. Right, we're turning on to 219.
Overlord copies.
Overlord, wind 1, pop-up group,
Just keeping
084,
RWR on the
3,500
track
knots.
radar mode, just to make sure we don't get launched on. Right, 219 is our next heading.
Overlord, wind 1, Bra, 087, 470 at 6,000.
219 it is. Okay, we're at 300 knots. Let's set our stopwatch to time,
Overlord, wind 1, Bra, 087, 470
because obviously our indicated airspeed is going to be different to our ground speed slightly, and I just want to see what that is exactly so I can fly back to the same spot.
Enfield, wind 1, Overlord, wind 1, Bra, 088, 470 at 4,000 knots.
Just flick between these two, get a situational awareness come up. Our F5 should be over here.
Enfield, wind 1, Overlord, wind 1, Bra, 084.
Mud spike, 8 o'clock.
Yep, there it is there. Just under 300 knots.
Enfield, wind 1,
219.
wind 1,
And then we'll get to the end of this leg and come back on 030 for
4,500.
the same time it takes us to turn to reach our waypoint 2 turning point.
Enfield, wind 1,
Be right near the coast.
Wind 1, Bra, 079, 450 at 35,000.
Right, let's double check everything. So pitot heat is on. We've got our wing tanks selected. Sidewinders are selected. Master arm is on. HUD is on. We're on heading. On speed. Don't want to get too high. Right, let's start paying attention to Overlord. Now we're here. So this leg's 21 miles, so it should be about 4 minutes. 80 miles away still. If we're listening to Overlord. 50 miles hot on us.
Gwen 1, Overlord, Gwen 1, Bra, 086, 480 at 5,000 hot.
Okay, they're a long way away, but they are hot on us.
Enfield, Gwen 1, Overlord, Gwen 1, pop-up group, 081, 480 at 3,500 hot.
So let's check my stopwatch, 2.5 minutes.
Enfield, Gwen 1, Overlord, Gwen 1, Bra, 076, 450
Slightly fast.
at 4,000 hot.
Let's just check our track. Good. Coming up to 3 minutes. A bit fast. Three minutes 10. Quite a distinctive little row of trees, little avenue of trees there we can use as our turning point. And that sort of distinctive tree, like snaky tree feature there. Right, I'm going to turn here, 330. A bit of power to maintain speed and just fly that horizon round.
460 at 15,000 hot.
Right, let's just reset my stopwatch. Okay, we're coming on to 030. Right, I'm starting my stopwatch now. 3.5 minutes on this heading at 300 knots. Right, so on 030. That's good. We're a bit wallowy. As you can see, our angle of attack is massive. It doesn't matter. I'm more interested in timings at the moment. We've got loads and loads of fuel. Huge amount of fuel. So that's all good. Right, we're just building the speed up a bit too much there. Let's just throttle off. Let's bring that down. I want that just below 300.
Enfield, Gwen 1, Overlord, Gwen 1, Bra, 070, 450 at 38,000 hot.
30,000 feet, 50 miles from us, hot on us. Be careful
Enfield,
now.
Gwen 1, Overlord, Gwen 1, Bra, 089, 480 at 5,000 hot.
Everything off to our right is bad.
Overlord,
Right, there's
Gwen
mud spike at 1 o'clock.
091, 470 at 6,000 hot.
70 miles away at 6,000 feet. Well, just below 300 knots, which is where I want to be. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all, ready to drop everything if we get engaged. 1.5 minutes in, we should see our
Enfield, Gwen 1, Overlord, Gwen 1, Bra, 085, 480 at 6,000 hot.
we should see our clearing with our guys in it if we've done our timings correctly. Let's get our speed up a little bit. I'm a little bit slow.
Bra, 095, 470 at 9,000 hot.
I'd rather be slow than fast because I don't want to overrun that SA3 site that's going to be straight off our nose. It's better, coming up to near 300 knots.
Overlord, Gwen 1, Bra,
It'll be above 2,000 pounds an hour.
4,500 hot.
Let's leave our radar a little bit, see if we can pick anything up. Right, 6,000 feet, just under 300 knots. The guys are there. Nothing on radar. You can see. Let's just have a little check on our RWR, make sure we're not getting locked. We're not. 2:46. 45 seconds, we should start seeing clearings.
091, 470 at 9,000 hot.
Contact bearing 068.20.
20. 20 miles away.
6-8.
It's just off to our 1 o'clock. Can't see anything. We should... Oh, there we go. What's this? Right, we've got a target. Let's drop our gear off. But he's above us. He's at 8 miles. Let's get him off to our nose. He's down here. Out of burner. Yeah, he's off our nose somewhere. Can't see him. Okay, we've got out of burner. Can't see him. Right, okay, I've got Jaeger vision on. There he is. I'm out of burner. Flares out, he's on me. He's on me. Right, I'm reversing my turn. I've got burner on now. That's it, we're in this. S's. He's got the advantage on me. Low and slow. Right, we've got Sam's on us. I've launched, it's a long shot, it will miss him. And flares out. Right, it's got some airspeed up. Don't hit the ground, that's the key. Right, this is looking good now. Let's let my airspeed build a bit. Right, this is looking better. Whoa.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 01541 at 5000, flanking. 3, engaging bandit.
I'm not taking my eyes off him.
Bandit, 5 o'clock. At 1000, cold. 4, Sam Watts, 2 o'clock. 3, contact bearing 27142.
Right, switch to guns. Lost sight of him. There he is. Engage defensive. No shit. Just burning off too much speed here, so stay low and watch him. Let's just mirror him at low altitude to get my speed up.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 12240 at 12,000, flanking. 0,
Right, he's just come out of burner.
At 22,000 knots. Enfield 1-1.
Right, airspeed's 300 knots.
Pop-up group 098.
Could be worse.
At 2,000, flanking. 3, 5, 12 o'clock.
Right, within firing range, I'm a bit slow. I'm committed now, that's alright. I'll go over the top. I'll just go a bit lower, try and give myself an advantage.
Overlord 1-1, Bra 03041.
Just get my nose down, try and build up some speed. Just putting flares out all the time, chaff, just to counter that SAM threat. But he's reversing his turn.
6 o'clock.
I don't want to get the angle too tight.
3, 5, 12 o'clock.
Okay.
3, contact bearing 0.
Right, he's out of burner.
4, 0. 3, engaging bandit. 3, contact bearing 0, 7, 0. 4, 2, 3, 3, 5, 5 o'clock.
9,000, flanking.
3, engaging bandit.
I've got to balance my fuel tanks.
Tally bandit, 6 o'clock. 3, 5, 12 o'clock.
Just staying low, I'm just mirroring his actions but lower. Staying lag. Coming up to 300 knots, just need to build the energy up. Keep my nose low.
Bearing 255,
15,000, cold.
40. 3, mud spike, 4 o'clock.
1, Overlord, 1-1, Bra,
I don't want to
086.
cut the corner off, but stay behind him. Stay behind him.
5, 12 o'clock.
That's it.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 02740 at 7,000, cold.
3, 5, 12 o'clock.
'Some good hits.
3, 5, 12 o'clock.
Bra 29240.
3, tally bandit, 7 o'clock. 3, contact bearing 07740. 3, 5, 12 o'clock. 3, engaging bandit.
He's dead. Adios. Right. How much fuel have I got? Some.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord
Out burner.
1-1, Bra
I've got a clue where I am.
03435
Not a clue.
at 14,000, cold.
3, contact
Right, let's
bearing
have
036.
Okay, so we're heading away from the lines now. These are our lines here. The SA3 was behind me. This one's off to my right. Okay, so got a bit of situational awareness. I think that might be the coast. Okay. Right, let's get on to what do I want? I want AWACS. Bogey dope.
Overlord 1-1, Enfield 1-1, request bogey dope.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 036-435 at 15,000, cold.
They're cold. Right, let's head home. Go to
Flight,
RTB
RTB.
and let's get a
Roger. 3,
Krimsk, Enfield 1-1, inbound.
Enfield 1-1. Group, fly heading 254. 430. QFE 29.87. Runway 04.
254 for 30. 04. Enfield 1-1.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 030-440 at
254.
16,000 cold.
Okay. Well, could have done better, but I'm not sure if we lost anyone. But shot him down anyway, so it's always nice to get a guns kill. Right, let's reset our radar. Let's get our stuff sorted. Right, the fuel is good. Right, the Hawk site is probably the airfield just straight off our nose there. Right, yeah, there's our lake.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 040.
That should bring us in nicely for a join onto 04. I'm going to join over the Hawk site just so I can do an overhead brake. Coming a little bit faster then. There's the Hawk site straight off our nose, which is positioned halfway down the runway. Okay, I'm going to set my weapons to safe. Sidewinders are gone, so that's it. 450 knots. Should be able to pick out the runway by now, but there we go.
Enfield 1-1. Cleared for visual. Contact tower.
Contact tower, Enfield 1-1.
1-1, request landing.
Okay, so we're landing on 04. Down to our correct altitude. Speed brakes out. Let's just start pulling round. By that horizon. To 60 knots, gear down. I want to be about 170 knots minimum in the turn, otherwise it all gets a little bit shaky. Speed brakes are in at the moment. Gear is down and locked. Right, a little bit fast for the descent, but that's fine. We made our turn safely. Speed brakes one stage out. Let's start slowing us down.
Enfield 1-1. Group, check landing gear. Wind 090 at 3 meters per second. Runway 04.
That's better. More than happy with that. Shoot is out.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 100, 490 at 2,500 knots.
Okay, let's just take a nice easy taxi. Just get rid of our pilot for a second.
Enfield 1-1. Taxi to parking area.
Let's just turn off our radar so we don't fry anybody. Enfield 1-1, taxi at parking area. Right, start shutting down. Okay, we're going to turn off here. And then we're going to head back to the quick reaction alert pad. Right, now we've cleared the runway. Let's just get rid of our chute for our guys to pick up. That's that. Okay. And off we go. I'm going to come to the little intersection at the end here. I'm just going to take a hard right. A bit of a tight turn. Just be careful with this nose wheel steering. Okay, right guys, as we know from previous experience, we've got a bit of a taxi now back to the quick reaction alert pad. So I'll catch up with you there. Right guys, here we are approaching the parking area. We'll just open the canopy. Such a nice day. A lot of building work going on, which is always nice to see in an area. Here come our guys coming in. Right, that's good enough for me. Let's shut down. Fuel pumps off. Okay, we're all good. I'll see you in debrief, guys. Hi guys, welcome to debrief. So we take off from Krimsk. We see our helicopters going off there. We follow our heading accurately. Reach waypoint 2 by our forward line of troops here. Move down to the coast. Turn back on ourselves. And this is where the fun starts. So we see our bogey coming in here. Much higher than us. It's got loads and loads of speed. 1.5 Mach. Look at that. 1.55 Mach is coming at us. Very, very dangerous. So we spot him. One of our guys spots him at 20 miles. I'll pick him up on the radar at about 10 miles. He launches the first P60 off. Our guy's doing as best he can to avoid. Unfortunately, doesn't do it. Launches another P60 off at this guy, who makes a better job of it. I realise I've gone past him, so I turn into him. He's on my tail, but he's going a lot faster. So he overshoots. Then we enter the classic scissors. For the first couple of turns, he's got the advantage. As you can see, he's turning inside me. And he's got the advantage there. I'm trying to offset myself vertically. So this is where I get the advantage back. Now I'm got inside of his turning circle. Classic scissors. Obviously it's works to my advantage that I've got another F5 engaging him. Ridiculous shot from my point of view. He's got a lot more energy than me. Good shoot from our guy there. Aim 9 out from my wingman, misses. Bogey turns back into me. Well, at this stage it's actually a bandit, but let's not split hairs. So it takes me a while to gain the advantage. It's got a lot more energy. I'm just staying low. I'm mimicking his movements, but staying low so I don't burn my energy off. You can see how much higher he is. Slowly, slowly, catchy monkey. Right, I think this is where I may well get him here. Follow that round. That's it. I don't want to cut the corner off too much, but I want to stay in lag. I've got to catch up with him. You see how much more energy he's got. So a little top-down view. So I'll start getting closer to him. And I'll start committing to following him in the vertical. That's when I get some hits on him there. So that's it. It's game over there. We follow him up for a little bit. I'm not sure if I get any more hits on him. Did I get some more hits then? Can't quite see. Just have a little look at that bit again. Missed there. Let's have a little look. Not sure. Doesn't matter anyway because the 20mm I got into him before has done critical damage. And I think at this stage here he's finished. Yeah, he's gone. He's going down at that stage. Right, let's see what else is going on in the war. So I've lost complete situational awareness. Actually, I was not too bad. Luckily, it was over our own lines. So that's pretty good. Quite happy with that. And obviously then, We tell everyone to RTB, head back to base. I was really happy with the landing. Have a little look at that. Just left my airspeed a little bit higher than I normally would. 10 knots at the end there. So that when I landed everything was good. Just gave me that little bit more energy for the flare. Yeah, that was nicer. Okay guys, thanks for that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Winkle out.